Hey Arjuna, I have spoken this knowledge in parampara first. Secondly, this knowledge I am not speaking to you now itself. Rather than it has been spoken, I have millions of times. Krishna said, I have spoken Manu Rikshwam Kave Bravi. With the human manifested from Manu, the first mankind. Because from him, Prajapati Daksha, he manifested all living entities. Because he is Brahma's son. So, but Krishna spoke, I have spoken this knowledge before, Arjuna, to Manu also. Not only that, Ikshvanku. Because the Treta, the Lord Ramchandra came and in his dynasty, Raghu dynasty, there are two dynasties. One is Vrishni dynasty and one is Raghu dynasty. In Raghu also there are so many Aja, so many Ikshvanku, Dilip, so many people. So Krishna told this knowledge, I have Manu Ikshvanku Bhave. I have spoken to him also. And third point, Raj Rishi, Krishna spoke, I have spoken to this knowledge to Raj Rishi. And Krishna explaining here, Natve ha jatu nasa, Natve neme jana, Nachaina bhavishyama sarve vayamata karam. Millions of life you have taken, but I know all those of your lives. So Arjuna, he is making media and telling that I know your all lives, but I am speaking again this knowledge. So it means the Lord is, when we say Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Adi means he is time immemorial, all pervading consciousness, he is always existing. This is how we can understand by his Shabda Brahma. Because living entities also, the soul is also eternal and time immemorial existing. But soul sometimes, like Prabhuji, so many classes he speaks, there are Nitya Parikaras, there are Siddha Parikaras, there are some Baddha Parikara, Mukali Chetana, Viksit Chetana, Stavara, Jangam, and so many Navalaksha. 4 lakshas are human species, and out of 84 lakhs, the different Jalajana, Navalakshana, speak like that. So, but Krishna knows about all living entities all the time. So for Krishna there is no past and no future. For him only present is there. So this, now we can see that place, Jyoti Sir, in Kurukshetra, there is a kunda, and nearby there are some places, evidence. What is evidence? So Karunya is there. The Duryodhana has given, because everybody told you cannot fight your Sutaputra. So immediately Duryodhana made, okay, you will be king of this land. So immediately they made him king, Angadesh. That Karnal, even that spot is also there when the last moment of Karnal, the Jayadratha was the rider of the chariot, and that time his chariot stuck down. So Krishna told Arjuna, kill him now. When he wanted to kill Karna, that time Krishna, he shooted Arjuna so many arrows, but Krishna came on that spot. That is called Karnal. The name is still there, and that city is also there now. Name Kurukshetra, that spot is also there where there is fighting has happened. There is a Bana Ganga where Bhishma has arrowed by Arjuna, so many bows on his body, and he is lying on the bow of that is called Banaganga. That is also spot is there. Here, why the Karna's name came? Because Karna was a Danvi, he is the son of sun god. And Krishna came in a Brahmin Vesha to Karna to ask. He has one golden teeth. He has one, because before Krishna all took his kavacha, kundal, everything, only left one last final one golden teeth. So Krishna again came that spot and told, please, you are by any way you are going to die, please give me some charity. So then Karna told, what I can give, I don't have anything. So then you have it still there. Because you have a golden teeth. Give me that golden teeth. When Krishna took that gold, he was taking, Karna gave, but he told this is not pure. You have to make pure and give me. So you wash and give me. But there was no water. Then he was bewildered how, then battlefield where he will bring the water. So that time he remembered his father, sun god. The son Narayana himself manifested there and told that this Keshava Krishna is taking your, these all evidences are there. He is making you bewildered. Don't worry, you give him by cleaning his teeth with water, you give him. Then Karna took a bow and that is called, the Karna Giri is still there, that is also evident. Anybody can go and see. So in this way, that spot is there, that tree, like we say, Kaliyadhar, here Keshigar, who knows, Krishna climbed on and jumped in the Yamuna, and that time the Kaliya was like this, like that. But that tree is there, witness. Similarly, Amrit Kalash was there. So similarly, there are so many witnesses of that spot where Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. In Kurukshetra, the first Gita verse is Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Mamaka Pandava Sevakim Kurvata Sanjaya. Everything, this is scientific way, Jnana Vijnana Sahita, the Krishna has spoken the Bhagavad Gita. Gita means a song of God. How the souls are all eternal, the super soul, the Paramatma is also eternal, so the Lord is also eternal, and his pastimes places, they are all eternal, always existing. But sometimes the pure devotees like Shardoswami and Tausasti Man, Dwaras Gopal, pure devotees, when they come, they again manifest. Again and again comes. And when the pure devotees, like Bhagavatam is explained, Krishna never dies, Lord never dies, there is no question of dying. He is always existing. But Bhagavatam is explaining Krishna Swadhama Upagate. That spot is also there if you go in Gujarat, Prabhasa Kshetra, where the bow has been thrown to Krishna's feet. So there is another spot, when the Kurukshetra battlefield was finished, the Surya Grahan was that time Dwarka, Mahishis and Krishna came from Dwarka. And there is this big, huge, very big, huge kund, at least half kilometer, 2 kundas are there in Kurukshetra. That is also witness that Lord also came from Dwarka also to in Kurukshetra. So Bhagavad Gita knowledge is, the languages may be changed, but the knowledge never changes. Lord knowledge is always eternal, always existing. Like Shastra, one shloka, Nasate vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sata ubhyor apin yostat tattva darsh. Tattva means siddhant. Yostat tattva darshavi. The Lord is the knower of all siddhantas. Lord is cause of all causes. And He has millions and trillions incarnations. But all incarnations are eternal. All pastimes are also eternal. So similarly, the knowledge of Lord is also eternal. And it comes, Krishna, one shloka says, Matta smriti jnanam apohanancha. If Lord has not made the living entities to forget, they will become crazy. Because we have passed so many lives in so many species. So if you remember, we will all go crazy. But he maintains, gives what exactly, what time, what needed. That much only he gives and he maintains. Like there are, I used to always say there are always different fires are there, like Hutash fire. This Hutash fire is Kali too much. This is called train, plane, burning the dead body, with different rogas like that. But there is a pure fire. Vardhanal fire, Davagni fire, water fire, in the ocean also fire. But samsara, kam, krodha, shad, ripu fire, but there is one pure fire. Krishna explaining Gita. Aham Vaishva, the four kinds of things all living entity eats, he digests. Aham Vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashrita pranapana samayuktam pachamyanyam chaturvidam. Four kinds of what he digests, he maintains. And he is always with as a super soul, Angushta Matrena. When Uttara's Garbha, the king Parikshit was there to protect last dynasty. Lord himself entered into the mother Uttara womb. Krishna's one more name is Gadagraja. Gadagraja means he took a Gada, small, and entered into the womb to this Brahmastra fire, because the Brahmastra fire is millions of suns fire. It is not ordinary fire. It can burn so many planets, not Earth. Millions of planets can be destroyed. It is like a Sankarachana's mouth, the fire comes, it is like that. So, but Lord doesn't do like that. Lord always, he is called in Atharva Shesh, it is explained, Avachor Dvatat Avadharata Sarvato Mam Pahi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi Tvam Sakshat Datmasi Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi Avatam Mam Avaktaram Avashrotaram Avadataram Avadhataram. Then what is the meaning of this? He hears from everybody's ear. He sees from everybody. That is called he Sakshi. Witness of every living entity, every activity at every moment, millions like that. So Lord is hears from everybody's eyes, sees from everybody's eyes. But the knowledge when he gives only like his choice, pure devotee like Arjuna. Bhakto, Yudhishthira was also pure devotee. Bhima was also Nakul, Sahadev, they know the future. All Bhavisha, but Krishna made in via mediate Arjuna only, and he told Bhakto si me sakha cheti rahasya hetaduttam. Hey Arjuna, you are my devotee and my friend. So we can see our Guru Vargas also, they act with us like a friendship, but they are maintainers, they are not like friends. They are, but we don't understand. This way, Sakshat Varidena Samasta Shastra, they are like a manifestation of Krishna only. They are Sevak Bhagavan. And Krishna is Bhoktaram Yagyadapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suradam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatvanam Shanti Mrachati. He is all pervading Bhokta. So in this way, Lord Bhagavad Gita is eternal. Lord of knowledge is eternal. And time in memory, we forgot our identity, soul identity or super soul identity or paramparas, all parampara like that, it is our problem. But the Bhagavad Gita is always existing. This knowledge comes from Shrotavyam, by parampara Shrotavyam. So, but here the Arjuna is without Arjuna, because only pure devotee Krishna makes a friendship, and through him via media he gives. So because Arjuna is very dear and pure devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. But whereas Prabhuji asked me to tell that what is the species, what is the Praman, so Kurukshetra is there, the tree is there, the Jyotisari is there where the Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And now Gaurnika is also there because ISKCON has established their temple, Jyotisar near, and nearby the spaces, Dronacharya, like a Gurugram, now Gurugram. In Haryana there is a place called Gurugram. Gurugram, who is Guru? That Dronacharya was Guru of Pandavas, Arjuna and all. So his name, that place is there, we can go and see. So Suktal is there, so Gadaganga is there, Hastinapur is there, Indraprastha, Khandav, whatever in Delhi is called Indraprastha. Now, these 5 villages given to Pandavas when they constructed, but before Delhi, now Delhi name, but before that, before Pandava born, there was Kalva Devi. Kalva Devi is there where they met. So in that way, we can see that place is still there where the Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. So these places is called all Udipan, and we can see that these are all Sakshi witnesses that Bhagavad Gita has already Krishna spoke. जय भगवत गीता जनंती
क्या प्रमाण है कि एकादशी के दिन ही बोला?
हाँ,
एकादशी के दिन ही बोले हैं, ये कोई प्रमाण है?
हर मोक्षदा एकादशी के दिन ही गीता जयंती मनाई जाती है। अनेक
प्रमाण है,
तो वही तो प्रमाण है कि जो भगवान बोले, नहीं तो श्रोता भी हमारे गुरुवर्गों ने भी बताया ये, हम लोग तो बता तो नहीं रहे, तो गुरुवर्ग सब पहले बता रहे।
नहीं, आज के दिन ही गीता बोला, गीता कभी भी बोल सकते हैं। और आज ही युद्ध शुरू हुआ, ऐसा कोई प्रमाण है? आज युद्ध शुरू हुआ, आज गीता बोला, ऐसा कोई लिखा पड़ा है?
हम तो गुरुवर्ग से जो सुना है उसको रिपीट कर रहे हैं कि आज के दिन बोला था। और बहुत सारे एकादशी, उत्पन्न एकादशी, ये एकादशी, पंगोषा एकादशी, लेकिन ये हम लोगों ने जो गुरुवर्ग से सुना है कि इसी एकादशी को भगवान ने ज्ञान, गीता ज्ञान दिया। तो वो ये लोग तो प्रमाण है, ये साक्षी है परंपरा के गुरुवर्ग।
पिछले बार कहा तो आपने कारण कहा
नहीं, ये बात नहीं। महाराज जी बोलते हैं गीता का आविर्भाव हुआ है कहाँ? कुरुक्षेत्र, ठीक है। आविर्भाव तो ये तो आविर्भाव हुआ है एकादशी के दिन, प्रमाण है एकादशी के दिन आविर्भाव हुआ, तो उस दिन शुरू हुआ एकादशी के दिन।
लेकिन हर साल गीता जयंती इसी दिन मनाते हैं हमारे गुरुवर्ग सब, तो उनसे सुनते हमें वही बता, ये तो पक्का है, ये इसका गारंटी
है कि प्रमाण
तो यही तो गारंटी है। गुरुवर्ग जो बताए कि ये मोक्षदा एकादशी के दिन ही गीता जी प्रकट हुआ है।
बोला है इसका जो रूपा उन्होंने लिखा कोई गीता जी ने गीता प्रकट हुआ, कौन सी गीता में कहाँ लिखा है? रूपा जी ने गीता को एडिटिव लिखा है, उन्होंने कोई लिखा है कि मोक्षदा एकादशी में गीता प्रकट हुआ है?
परंपरा गीता जयंती तो मनाते हैं,
परंपरा बोला कि रूपा जी का गीता तो एडिटिव है ना, पूरे वर्ल्ड में फेमस, तो कोई भी लिखा है गीता एकादशी के दिन प्रकट हुआ है।
लेकिन सब लोग मनाते हैं, क्यों मनाते
लिखा है या कोई और भी आचार्य ने लिखा है?
अनेक लिखा है, मध्वाचार्य ने भी कमेंट लिखा है,
अनेक दिखाना है मानते हो कि एकादशी के दिन?
एकादशी के दिन मैं भी नहीं जानता, लेकिन मैं इतना जानता हूँ कि गुरुवार हर साल इसी गीता जयंती मनाते हैं।
कौन से गुरु ने बोला?
तो गीता जयंती मोक्षदा एकादशी के दिन क्यों मनाते हैं?
ये तो मैं पूछता हूँ।
ये मुझे मालूम
क्यों मनाते हैं? नहीं, कोई तो लिखते, मध्य लिखते, संप्रभा लिखते, एक और
ऐसा कहीं नहीं है, लिखा हुआ नहीं है।
क्यों माने?
छोड़ दीजिए।
चलो महाराज बोलो, आपके पास कुछ है अपनी ध्वनि में?
आपने पहले कहा था इसका कारण
आप भी बोलिए ना, आप जानते हैं बोलते नहीं।
नहीं बोलेंगे। सब भक्त देखते हो क्या बोलते हैं, यू नो नाउ सन्यासी महाराज ভালো তো, আমরা তো স্কুলে আসতে পারি না, আমার তো গরিব লোকের ছেলে, আমার পয়সা নাই, স্কুল নাই, বাবা মা পড়াইতে চায় না, এই জন্য স্কুলে পাঠায় না। গরু চড়ালে পয়সা পাবে, 2 টাকা দিয়ে গরু চড়াচ্ছি, ছাগল চড়াই, বেড়া চড়াই, শুয়োর চড়াই, গুড় চড়ি মুড়ি খাই। আপনার তো ভালো কথা, বড় লোকের ছেলে स्कूल भर्ती तो फिर क्या हुआ?
इसका प्रमाण तो कोई किताब में पढ़ा नहीं, ले सकते, लेकिन हमें कभी-कभी इसका में भी गीता जयंती आज
हमने कभी मुद्रा में देखा ही नहीं बात कि महाराज जी ने भगवत गीता माना है या अपन बोलिए माना है।
एक जीता मित्र बोल के था कि वो थोड़ा जानते हो, वो बोला कि गीता जयंती इसी दिन प्रकट हुआ गीता का, ऐसा करके वो हमने कहेंगे भक्तों से ऐसे प्रवचन भी सुना, लेकिन एग्जैक्टली मोक्षद एकादशी को हुआ था।
जयंती तो बात ठीक है, गीता अभिभूत हुआ गुरुमंत्र में, ये तो पक्का है, इनकी बात तो नहीं है, क्योंकि भगवान ने कहा है धर्म करते गुरु करते बेटा जो सुनाऊंगा समझो इसका तो भगवान वचन हो प्रभु। और ये तो सब बचपन से सुने, दादा पढ़ते थे, पूरा गीता हम लोग पढ़ते थे, बच्चों भी पढ़ते, तुम्हारे भी पढ़। तो बात ये है कि आज के मुख्य देखा किसी को प्रकट हुआ ऐसा कोई जो गीता माना है, नाम यदि कुछ प्रमाण नहीं देते तो कहेंगे कोई का फालतू है, बेकार बात है। एकादशी के दिन में महाभारत शुरू हुआ तो सब लोग एकादशी ठीक नहीं, एकादशी में महाभारत होता है, एकादशी जो करेगा एकादशी मुझे महाभारत शुरू होगा तो विपद है, तो मुश्किल हो जाएगी। एकादशी ठीक नहीं है, एकादशी युद्ध शुरू हुआ तो एकादशी करना तो युद्ध शुरू हुआ, सब मर जाएगा,
कोई जानता ही नहीं।
मैं नहीं बोलता, बोलना चाहता हूँ। ओ जगमोहन महाराज, जगमो ये मैंने प्रमाण है, मैंने तो अभी क्या एकादशी दे भगवत गीता पे यार तेरे मुख्य एकादशी गीता जयंती है Sanskrit in your writing, Gita insights.
Confirm that this day is the day.
How coming the Oh, Karunya Maharaj. What's his brain is very strong brain.
चक्षुर्मिलिताङ्गेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So first of all, from my sister Dandavat pronouns. Under the lotus feet of our most worshipful Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Shishamad Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Sri Guru Maharaj, Torupana Guru Varga, and all some Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So the question now, we're following every year this on Moksha Ekadasi. This is known as Gita Jayanti, the appearance of Bhagavad Gita. So then our question, where is our evidence for this? So I know I will not be able to give like a very good answer. But one thing is, like this is written in our calendars, we're like naturally accepting this is like absolute truth, like that. From Prabhupada, then he made his calendar. But he didn't make this out of like, like speculation. So where is all this information coming from? He said that these are all revealed by Vyasadeva himself. In Mahabharata, because Gita is come from Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, there in written itself, all the hints, which now is taken as like hints that now, and there's a whole like right now. I was just reading this whole article about like actually they're putting all the dates. It said like when Krishna he went to Duryodhana for negotiation, that peace talk was rejected. So it was a Panchami, and they actually like determined like that. And from that point, they're putting. It's like I have to find out exactly all the details, but it said that all these dates can be computed. And there are all hints, because in Mahabharata it tells on certain events there's some nakshatra, and there's if not telling which tithi, it tells a certain nakshatra. It tells like the position of the stars and like everything. So therefore, based on this, then they have determined that like 5 days after the 13th day, when the wars was beginning, and then it said, and that was Ekadasi, and it said, oh, this the day when this Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. So as far as like details on this, that is something like we can find out in proper research. But the idea is that these things were not made up like just by speculation. This is based on actual references of astrological like references mentioned in Mahabharata, and this was revealed by Vyasadeva himself.
No. No. This is now this question rising. This Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva is explained writing in Mahabharata. When writing Vyasadeva, asking question. After war is finished, then writing Mahabharata? Yeah, before writing Mahabharata. What is it? This Vyasadeva is like Valmiki writing Ramayana before writing. 11,000 years before he is writing. But this Mahabharata is when writing? After what? Yeah, before what?
It's written after. But the thing is, there's problem there, because this thing happened many times. There's like many times, like once in the day of Brahma, Krishna comes. So then this thing will happen. So then, like you may say like, oh, before this happened, it was already told in the previous day of Brahma, like this story. But as far as this time, this whole past life happened like Dwapara Krishna's time. When did Vyasadeva wrote these things, Mahabharata and everything? That's in the beginning of Kali Yuga. Like he's written this especially for the lower caste and lower people, like Sudras and like especially the Mahabharata. People they like, especially this Kali Yuga, they like fighting, they like all this like sex, violence, and like suspense, all this. Like that's why people like movies and all this big industry. So then this Mahabharata contains everything there. Like so many, like very interesting story especially for these people in Kali Yuga. But there in that specific Mahabharata is the longest epic. You cannot find a longer story than this Mahabharata. And there he inserted this very important, this like the jewel, this Bhagavad Gita. So this was when Vyasadeva wanted this written, then he asked Ganesh. It was written later.
The Bhagavad Gita only for Arjuna, Krishna speaking. Yeah, all soldiers, army, and everybody speaking.
This one is for everyone. This Gita we know. But I'm sure everyone else in that army, they were not listening to this instruction of Krishna. He spoke this to Arjuna. Before the war, already Bhishma, he was told to everyone, this day is very auspicious because now the gate of heaven is open. He said like, as Kshatriyas, then this is our, like our fortune to die in war. Like you will not be happy to die on the bed. Like in a war, then it's like anyone who dies in this war, then they go to heaven. Everyone likes to go to heaven. So that's their concern, like mostly. But here with Krishna instructing to Arjuna, he's giving actually like the essence of all this about dharma and what is our real purpose in life.
Okay, that's only for Arjuna. Then why will I follow this?
And anyone who's sincere and like having these questions, then they can learn from this. So this is applicable for all.
What benefit? Only for Arjuna. Nobody hearing army, any general, any other, nobody here, you tell me. Eh? Only Arjuna for Krishna. Okay. Now Arjuna for this stay and this finish.
The thing is, when this was spoken, Sanjay heard this. And this therefore it was recorded. This is all Bhagavan's arrangement. It's been said that Vyasadeva, because if I'm not mistaken, Dhritarashtra is son of Vyasadeva. Yeah. So he came to Dhritarashtra and he said, very soon all your children will die and the whole dynasty will die. Like that. And now I will give you eyes to see that in this battle. And he said, I've been blind all time and in this time that I can see it, I will see everyone dies. Like, no, I cannot. Like, please just arrange that someone else can see and they will tell me the whole, like how they will disappear. And so then he arranged this thing that this Sanjay, he can see everything that happened and he can even know the thinking of someone. So he witnessed like everything and he's able to tell this to Dhritarashtra. And in this way, then by telling all these things when Vyasadeva, that's the purpose of Srila Vyasadeva, now revealing all these lessons from all these different like historical events, not just historical events, but these very relevant like pastimes of the Lord and His devotees. Then it will benefit like all the living entities. So in this way, the Gita was is for everybody.
So Gita is Mahabharata time and speaking about only Arjuna. After now, everywhere is Mahabharata. Therefore, need is hearing the Gita. Now is all Mahabharata. Therefore, Hare Krishna is speaking Gita.
Yes.
Like this.
Shloka सर्वोपनिषद यावद् गोपाल भक्तवत्स सुधीर भोक्ता एकदम गीतामृतम कृष्ण गोपाल नंदन।
ठीक है, तो ये अमृत है, तो ये अमृत पान करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं, इससे क्या मिलेगा?
पहले गाय मछली को
दूध पिलाया तो क्या होगा इससे?
दूध सबके लिए।
तो ये दूध से क्या होगा? उससे फिर लाभ क्या होगा? दूध पी लिया, क्या हुआ उससे?
वही जो सुधीर है, सुधीर बोलता है वो दुग्ध गीता में तो जो सुधीर है वो उसको मानता है।
पान करने से हुआ क्या? क्या बेनिफिट है? प्रॉफिट क्या है?
रियलाइजेशन है, तुम्हें क्या है?
तो ज्ञान से क्या होगा? मन ज्ञान मिल गया, तो क्या हुआ?
वही आखिर में जो श्लोक है मन माना तो उसका
क्या हुआ? मन नमस्कार कैसे उससे क्या लाभ होगा?
वही तो ना, इसी दिन व्यास ने लिखा भगवत गीता। गीता नहीं हुआ इस दिन व्यास ने
लिखा, व्यास कहाँ लिखा? व्यास तो बोला, लिखा था गणेश।
अभी आपका कंक्लूजन है कि कृष्ण ने नहीं बोला, वैष्णव जी ने लिखा।
नहीं, व्यास जी ने प्रकट किया है गीता में।
अभी दिन भगवान
हाँ, इस दिन गीता नहीं हुआ, इस दिन प्रकट हुआ।
प्रकट कैसे हो? बोला वही प्रकट।
दो बार पहले ही हुआ, बहुत बार हुआ तो
बहुत बार तो बोला है। सूर्य
ईश्वर से देखो आप ही ने कहा श्लोक तो प्रकट हुआ।
प्रकट मतलब लिखा, तो गणेश जी लिखा।
उस समय लिखा नहीं, वो श्रोतवाणी था, सुना।
आपका विचार है कि उस समय कृष्ण ने नहीं बोला, खाली वैष्णव जी ने गणेश जी को कह कर इसने लिख पाया, प्रकट किया।
महाभारत के बाद व्यास जी बोले, गणेश जी लिखे, लेकिन फिर कृष्ण ने तो लड़ाई की शुरुआत में बोला।
तो ये हुआ एकादशी के दिन शुरू हुआ।
तो अभी ये तो गुरु वर्गों से हम सुना है।
नहीं, लेकिन विश्व भी उत्तरायण के बाद अपना शरीर छोड़ने वाले हैं ना, तो कुरुक्षेत्र वो 18 दिन के लिए, तो कृष्ण ने छोड़ा मकर संक्रांति के बाद, तो 18 दिन तो बीत गया। वही 18 दिन तो बीत गया पहले से, तो उत्तरायण तो मकर संक्रांति के बाद होता है।
हाँ, भीष्म पितामह तो उत्तरायण के बाद, मकर संक्रांति के बाद शरीर
तो 18 दिन तो गया, कुरुक्षेत्र का 18 दिन करीब होता है। तो आज प्रकट दिवस है।
सच्ची में हो जाए
क्योंकि वो विश्वरूप महोत्सव भी था ना सितंबर में, सब सोचते हैं कि उसी दिन कृष्ण ने विश्वरूप दिखाया अर्जुन को।
उत्तरायण तो आया नहीं,
उस दिन नहीं
जनवरी
उस दिन
15-14 को आएगा उत्तरायण।
उस दिन हस्तिनापुर
दक्षिणायन में था। तो महाभारत के शुरुआत में भगवान ठाकुर।
अरे भाई, इसको सुनने से, अमृत पीने से क्या लाभ होगा? क्या बोलो कि पान किया, सुना, से लाभ क्या होगा?
वही मन रम जाता है भगवान में।
मन रमन से क्या होगा?
भगवान के भक्त शुद्ध भक्त,
तो भक्ति करने से होगा क्या?
भगवान के परिक्रमा,
तो पर क्या बन क्या होगा? भगवान बनेंगे।
भगवान की सेवा है, सिद्ध स्वरूप की उपलब्धि होगी।
यहाँ की सब सीधी बात आई, कोई भी श्लोक है
बेस वाला श्लोक है।
अरे तो कौन सा श्लोक सीधी श्लोक है बोलो? गीता में श्लोक सीधी मिल जाएगी।
वही
ये तो आत्मा का बल परिचय, आत्मा ऐसे आत्मा काटा नहीं जाता, जला नहीं जाता, मरता नहीं है। ये तो उनको समझा कि युद्ध करो, मारो, तो कोई तो पाप नहीं लगेगा, दोष नहीं लगेगा। आत्मा जलता नहीं, मरता नहीं, शरीर आत्मा से बात नहीं। तो आत्मज्ञान शरीर को काटो, जलो, आत्मा कुछ स्पष्ट नहीं। तो आत्मा का क्या परिणाम? मतलब शरीर में रहता, साधन करता, शरीर नष्ट साधन के लिए देश चला गया।
इसलिए कहा ना
तो शरीर ही नहीं रहेगा, साधन किससे करेगा? तो शरीर को मार दो, खत्म कर दो, तो साधन किससे करेगी? ये शरीर तो साधन के लिए ही बनाया गया ना, इसलिए साधन कर सकते। शरीर नहीं तो साधन कैसे होगा?
लेकिन वो सब प्रतिपक्ष है ना, कौरव
इससे हमें तो अभी सुनने को मिल रहा है। सन्यासी बोलो नहीं कि बुझें কি বলবে বলবে সন্ন্যাসী কিছু জানে না, গীতার কথা কিছু বুঝে না। ভগবান গীতা শুনেছে আমাদের লাভ কী হবে? আমরা যে গীতা যদি শুনি আর পালন করি তার কী লাভ হবে? কেন শুনবো? উদ্দেশ্য বলে দেওয়ার জন্য এখন আমাদের জন্য তো বলেন আমার কেন শুনবেন
Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuramitam Dena Tasmai Shri Panchakabhutaruvyasya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare. So, Prabhupada told me to speak on some important points of Srimad Bhagavat Gita. So our beloved Srila Gurudev, he would say that if you want to get the fruit from the tree, you should not try to directly jump and catch the fruit, but you should climb the tree from its root. So as far as for the question Prabhuji asked before, we hope that Prabhuji will actually give the final conclusion. But now he told me to say some important instructions of Bhagavad Gita and what will be the fruit of following these instructions. As we know, the Bhagavad Gita is very vast, 700 shlokas are there. But just one point which, according to what I have heard from Guru and Vaishnavas, are very, very important. We are hearing very high-class Harikatha, and Srila Gurudev especially came to preach this Radha Dhasyam and Bhakti Rasa and Raganuga Bhakti, and he was especially empowered to come and reveal the special contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami. But it's still, if the translation helped a little bit, please, I'm sorry. It's still, we can see, still, our Gurudev also emphasized that we should have very strong foundation of Siddhanta, and that we should know the basics of the Siddhanta. So otherwise we have no platform, otherwise it will be like trying to climb the root, trying to climb the tree, directly trying to jump without going through the root, and Srila Gurudeva often say that we will end up breaking our bones. So in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the 2nd chapter, there are several verses which Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada he marked as very, very important. And one of them is Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehinam Rasanga Arjuraswapyasa Paramdristani Vartante. That the embodied living entity, he may restrict the senses from the object of the senses, but still within his heart, desire to enjoy remains. But once he experiences the highest taste, param dristvani vartanti, then the lower taste will be dispelled. In this way, there used to be some discussion between our Srila Gurudev and Srila Trivikram Maharaj regarding what it is more important. Srila Gurudev would emphasize in getting the higher taste. But Srila Trivikram Maharaj, he would speak from the point that as long as you are cultivating the lower taste, then the higher taste will never manifest. So it seems that there will be some apparent contradiction. But Srila Bhamana Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj, he would, in the end of the discussion, he would reconcile that actually both are completing each other, complementing each other. Because as long as we are aspiring, we should always aspire for the higher taste, and we should always have a fixed goal, and we should enter in this Braja Bhakti. And Srila Gurudev give the example that if your heart, if you have a bucket and you want to remove the air of the bucket, then you put water. But Srila Trivikram Maharaj say that, but if the bucket is full of holes, then no water will remain. Gurudev explaining that we should infuse the heart of the jivas with Krishna Lila. Gurudev was especially empowered to come and propagate this Krishna Lila. And Srila Gurudeva, he was also, one of the glories of Srila Gurudev is that he is a manifestation of this Lila Shakti. There is one verse is there. Bhavarasamayam Brajabhumikaram Brajarasamayam Gopijan Yutam Chidanandavanam Punajyotimayam Nila Lila Param Guru Kristajam. Now I will not explain the full shlok, but this shlok explains that Srila Gurudeva is a manifestation of this Lila Shakti, and he can connect us. He can give us the shelter of the gopis, and by taking shelter of Srila Gurudeva, he will offer to the gopis, and they will give us qualification to enter in this braja eternally. So Gurudeva always focus on these sides. But Srila Trivikram Maharaj is telling that as long as you are cultivating the lower taste, then the higher taste will never manifest. So this is very, very important for us as sadhakas, especially for everyone, but especially for those who are beginning this process. From the very beginning, we should be very attentive. So we will not give any chance for the lower taste. And this is further described also in the second chapter. Dayato vishayam pumsam sangaste supajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate krodha bhavati samuhat samuhat smriti vibrama smriti bram sadbudina so pranasyati. So we are coming to Vrindavan, having the high-class association of Vaishnavas. This opportunity is extremely rare. 8.4 lakhs species are there. And also there are the higher planetary system, lower planetary systems. Also there is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. So we could be in any of these places. But now we are here in this not ordinary Kali Yuga, in this Dhanya Kali Yuga where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. This is the Anarpita Charincharat Kurunaya Batirna Kalo Samarpaitu Natu Dvalarasam Swavati Shriyam. So it is such a rare and special, extremely unique opportunity for the Jiva to attain what is the most special gift which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. Anarpita Charincha, he just come once in a day of Brahma, and now he is distributing this gift to all the living entities. As you know, there are many gradations of devotees. The demigods also have bhakti superior to them. Like Lord Shiva is considered to be the greatest devotee, but superior to him is Prahlad Maharaj, superior to Prahlad Maharaj is Hanuman, superior to Hanuman are the Pandavas, then superior to them the Yadavas, then Mathuravasis, then Brajavasis, amongst the Brajavasis the Gopis, and amongst the Gopis the Srimati Radhika. And beyond Srimati Radhika no one is there. Even Krishna himself, he says that Radhikara Prema Guru Ami Shishyanat Sada Aman Nanandritya Najayi Bhat. That the prema of Radhika makes me dance. I dance many novels, I am controlled by her love, I am dance like a puppet, guided by the prema of Srimati Radhika. So this is being given during this very particular time. We are always hearing these things. But as long as we do not follow these primary instructions of Bhagavad Gita, we cannot get this fruit. As long as we are cultivating this Dayato Vishayam Punsam Sangat Tesupajayate, that means that we are contemplating the object of the senses, trying to extract some happiness from it. But there is no happiness. Why we think there is happiness on this? Because we had associated with nonsense people, and they are always telling us, oh, go do this, do that, this will make you very happy. But if you see what Krishna says, the end result of contemplating the object of the senses, it's very fearsome, it's horrible. From contemplating the object of the senses, then one develops attachment. And from attachment, one will develop lust. And from lust, anger will come. Why anger comes after lust? Because that lust will not satisfy the jiva. He thinks that he will find satisfaction, but he only finds distress. That doesn't last so long. And thus he became anger, and from anger come delusion, and from delusion come bewildering of the memory, and bewildering of the memory, one loses one's intelligence, he cannot discriminate anymore what is right and wrong, and from losing his intelligence completely, then he falls in this material pool. Pronasyati means he falls down. Fall down is not a really nice experience. It's a very painful experience. It's a very frustrating experience. So we should never go in that direction. As long as if you want to attain that which Gurudev and the Rupanuga Acharyas they came to give, we have to be very, very careful. Always remembering at the same time this particular vichar which also Srila Trivikram Maharaj always pointed, that we should try to be careful to also not give chance for the lower tastes, otherwise we will not go anywhere. As Krishna also continues explaining in the Bhagavad Gita in this same chapter, Apuryamanam nachale pratistam samudrapa prapisantyadat tadat kamayam prapisanti sarvi sasantam apnoti nakamakami. He says that just like there are many rivers entering the ocean, but the ocean remains still, the sadhaka or the devotee, he should tolerate the flow of desires, and he should not strive to fulfill these desires, because he who can tolerate it, he attains peace, not the person who tries to fulfill the desires. So many times we are attacked by different desires, so instead of fulfilling them, we must cry for the very powerful devotees who are the protectors of the path of bhakti leading to Sri Krishna. This is given in the Manashiksha. Asat Bharata Visha. Asat. I forgot that verse, but he says the lust, envy, anger, they're just like a band of dacoits who suddenly attack us in the open road of material life and bind our neck with the licentious ropes of wicked deeds. So these dacoits, these anarthas, they come and then suddenly they grab our neck and by force we perform the wicked deeds. We are hopeless. But he's giving the solution. The solution is cry to the very powerful devotees who are the protectors of the path of bhakti leading to Sri Krishna. He's the killer of Bakasur. Bakasur represents duplicity. And he assured us that by hearing our piteously cry, they will surely protect us. So that these are some very important points, that if we do not practice, our heart will be full of loopholes and we will end up not going anywhere. Therefore, in that chapter, Krishna also says, Sadatvam indriyanyado nyamya bharatarshava apmanam pratyahiyanam jnana vijnananasanam. From the very beginning, Krishna is telling Arjuna, control your senses. From the very beginning, withdraw your senses from the sense objects. Sadatvam indriyanyado. You should curb this great enemy. This great enemy, which is sin, which is lust. Because what is the definition of lust? It is, what is the result of giving chance for these lust desires, of fulfilling our material desires? Jnana vijnananasanam. It will destroy all our knowledge, all our intelligence, all our knowledge of Siddhanta. And if we are moving on the direction of having some Bandha Gyan, that will be destroyed, or perhaps it will be covered. Jnana, and whatever realization we have, nasanam, it will be destroyed. That's what the shloka says. So if you read that chapter very carefully, he will say that this lust is the great enemy of the soul. It covers the living entity's pure consciousness. And it also, it is eternal enemy, and it burns like fire. Therefore, from the very beginning, control your senses. And in this way, these are very important instructions. Actually, when I was there trying to do some preaching in the West, this question came in my mind, like, if lust burns like fire and is the eternal enemy of the living entity, why the people there, they are not feeling it that is burning, why they are thinking it to be nectar. I was trying to think, because we tell this to them, they follow for some days, and then after some time they forget it. And they think that this burn is like nectar. They are not feeling this burning. But for us who remain in the association of Vaishnavas, if we give a small chance for these things, we feel that the taste will not come, that the same satisfaction will not come, that the mercy of Srila Gurudev will not come, even at the slightest, unknowingly some mistake. So for the devotees it is easier to understand why it burns like fire. Because for a devotee who is remembering the Lord and somehow trying to continue serving his Gurudev, if a moment of distraction he feels great pain if his bhakti is checked. But I was not fully able to understand why the people, they are not experiencing that. Why they are not? Why you have to preach again and again and again and again and again and again? We have to tell the same thing millions of times. And they think that this is nectar, but they are burning in fire, but they think it is nectar. It's not able to fully understand. But that is the fruit of following these instructions, that this will create a platform so that we can receive this project prema and attain this Radha-dasya which our Srila Gurudev came to give. As long as we do not follow these instructions, then we will not go anywhere. Our heart will be full of thoughts, and we remain forever on the same stage. And then we may end up finding faults in the process, finding faults in the Vaishnavas, finding faults in the tongue. But actually the fault is in ourselves, because we are giving chance for Maya and we are not blocking these loopholes which are there in our heart. So I stop here.
सब बोल रहा बोलते नहीं, बोल नहीं सकते कुछ भी हैं क्या रहना कर रहे हैं, सीनियर होकर बड़ा होकर कुछ बोलना नहीं आता है, देखो कैसे बोल रहा है बोलो अभी तो मैं कुछ बुद्धि नहीं, इसे बड़ा मानता है कि मैं सोच समझता हूँ, कुछ नहीं बोलना बहुत कैसे सुंदर समझ रहा है बोल
ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुवरं श्रीरूपानुपुत्रं प्रतिपस्तसिकं चरणनारायणं तमोपन्नं श्रीगुरुचरणं वन्दे रमणपृष्ठाय भूतले विकारोन्मुक्तिं च मुक्तिनारायण। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत विश्वसारी गौर भक्तवृंद। जय रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जी गोपाल भगदास रघुनाथ। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे राम हरे हरे। So first of all, I offer my Sastanga pranams at the feet of our spiritual masters. Tlai Shrivan Bhaktivedanta Shri Nilangana Sai Maharaj Shri Lord Shrivan Bhaktivedanta Shri Vamana Sai Maharaj Shri and Darupanakari Varga. Lord Arjun's and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present today. So you just heard a beautiful explanation on the essence of the Gita by Bhaktabandhav Maharaj, Karunya Maharaj and Sanyasi Maharaj, God brothers. So we heard how without the base, and how can you possibly relish the fruits of praying? And the question that was asked that initially was that Mokshada Ekadashi and Gita Jayanti, what is the relationship? Because if you see, did the battle of the Bhagavad Gita take place on this tithi of Mokshada Ekadashi? This is the question. Did it take place on this tithi? Because then people may think, just see, on Moksha Ekadashi, this battle took place, this great war, so many people were killed. And this is the fruit of following Ekadashi, that this great war of Kurukshetra took place. So how can we reconcile? So previously also, the Vaishnavas, they pose these very tricky questions. Like you see, there's this Vyaskut. In Vyaskut, you see, Ganesh, he told Vyas that if you ever stop, then I'll stop writing. So then Vyasji said, alright, everything you write you should first understand, and then you should continue writing. So then Vyasadeva, he was thinking he needed some rest, so then he gave one verse which Ganeshji could not understand. What was that? This verse that we hear. No, now it's not coming to mind. Vadanti tat tat vidas tatya brahmeti Vadanti tat tat vidas tatyam yat jnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. That here, this Bhagavan is also known as Brahma, Paramatma, and this Advaya Gyan Tattva. So this way Ganeshji was taking some time to understand. So what is this Advaya Gyan Tattva? He's also Sajatiya Bhed Rahit, Vijatiya Bhed Rahit. Sajatiya Bhed Rahit means like all his different senses, they can perform the function of every other sense. And Vijatiya Bhed Rahit means like although there's so many different expansions and incarnations emanating from him, still they are not different from him in this way. So in this way, there are these Vyasa-Kut questions. And in this way, we also have these Vaishnava-Kut questions also. They ask these very tricky questions from time to time. Like previously, I remember, in the month of Ashwin, then we celebrate this Vishwarup Mahotsav. So then the Vaishnava said, if Vishwarup Mahotsav is this day of Vishwarup Kol, that Mahaprabhu, he went there to South India and he saw that Vishwarup entered into Samadhi, so he saved his head. So if this is the case, alright, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are following. But why do even the Mayavadis follow this festival? The Vaishnavas asked if this is the case, why? So then we heard that this Vishwarup Mahotsav does not mean that Krishna showed the Vishwarup in Bhagavat Gita, in Kurukshetra. Because then this will not be compatible. Because we see that Bhishma, he left his body after this Uttarayan Tithi, after this Makar Sankranti. And the entire battle of Kurukshetra took place for 18 days. So in this way, Vishwarup Mahotsav took place in the month of September, then already there are like 4 months lapse as this time. The same way here also, if Gita Jayanti is celebrated on this Tithi, if the battle of Kurukshetra took place on this Tithi, and if the entire war took place for 18 days, then we see again there's another lapse of 2-3 months more. So how to reconcile? So then we heard that Vishwarup Mahotsav is actually the day Krishna showed the Vishwarup in Hastinapur. When Krishna went as Sandhi, when he went as a Sandhi, as a messenger to meet Duryodhan and to tell him, that time Duryodhan, he insulted Krishna and tried having him arrested. So then he showed his Vishwarup there. That is that Vishwarup Mahotsav that we observe. And previously also the Vaishnavas asked this question, that why do we fast on Janmashtami? Is this mentioned in any scripture? They asked this question, why? Why Nirjal fast until 12 o'clock in the night? Well, you see the Brajavasis, they're always eating nicely, celebrating, it's Krishna's birthday, why are we fasting? So then we heard the answer for that also. That we are trying to follow in the footsteps of Devaki and Vasudeva. Devaki and Vasudeva are also in this prison. And we are also in this body, in this prison, which has 9 gates. They were bound in a prison which had 1 gate, but we are bound in a prison which had 9 gates. And on that day, previous to Krishna's appearance, they also didn't drink a single drop of water. They also didn't eat a single grain of rice. And therefore, as a fruit of their austerities, meditation, Bhagavan himself appeared in front of them. And similarly, we also, trying to follow in their footsteps, follow this Nirjala Ekadashi, and Bhagavan will also appear in front of our eyes. And then we hear, like, there's one more question I remember from the previous years, the Vaishnavas asked. They said, Ramanujacharya, he used his 3 disciples, he gave them so many yogic powers, like they could walk on water, they could become smaller than a fly, they could see beyond walls, and then he used these 3 disciples to get so much wealth for building temples, and then he threw them in the ocean. So how is this Guru Kripa? I remember some years before the Vaishnavas asked this question also. How is this Guru Kripa then? He just used them and just threw them in the ocean. So what is the answer? So then he asked so many of us that none of us could answer. And how is this Guru Kripa? So then the Vaishnavas gave the answer themselves. They said that previously Ashtavakra Rishi, his father also, he went to Janak Maharaj's assembly. And when he went to Janak Maharaj's assembly, Janak Maharaj, he made a stipulation. He made a condition that anyone who loses in debate to my court scholar, he'll be thrown inside the pond. So in this way, Ashtavakra Rishi, his father he lost, and then he was thrown inside the pond. And this is so many other scholars who lost, they were thrown inside the pond. So then Ashtavakra Rishi, he wanted to know where his father was. So then he came to this assembly. And there he defeated this scholar. And then he said, "No, where is my father?" Then Janak Maharaj said, "Oh, don't worry. Your father and many other scholars are with Brihaspati there in heaven. Because Brihaspati, he needed some pandits. So now he will be coming back." Similarly, Ramanujacharya had already sent his disciples to Vaikuntha before drowning them in the river, so-called drowning. So this way the Vaishnavas are always asking these very tricky questions. Why? Because they want us to be grounded in Siddhanta. If you don't have a proper understanding of Siddhanta, then people will question us in so many ways. And if you don't answer, then how will it properly represent Gurudev's lineage, then his Vichardhara? And people will say many things. Therefore they're asking this question. That if Moksha Ekadashi took place on this day of the Gita, then how does it make any sense? So in this way. So then you see, this is the Tithi. Gita Jayanti is actually the Tithi that Vyasadeva actually manifested this Bhagavad Gita. It's not that the Gita took place on this Tithi. Vyasadeva, he manifested this Grantha on this Tithi. And also we hear that this is like Shrottavani. So in this way he actually spoke the Gita on this Tithi to Ganesh. He spoke the Gita on this Tithi, and then this Tithi coincided with Moksha Ekadashi. Therefore we follow this Gita Jayanti on this day. And therefore we see everyone else are also reciting the Bhagavad Gita in this way. Because we hear the Vaishnavas were saying that even in their previous ashram, their forefathers, everyone would also, they knew the Bhagavad Gita by heart. All the verses. Because these verses were spoken by Krishna himself, directly from his lips. You see the Vedas and Upanishads, they came from the breath of Bhagavan. It said when Krishna took a deep breath and when he exhaled, the Vedas came out. But this Param Brahma, Param Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna himself has spoken these verses. And for who? This question is being raised, are these verses only spoken for Arjuna? For whose benefit? Therefore in this Gita Mahatma, there it is said that Sarvo Upanishad Gavo Dukta Gopalanandana Partavatsa Sudhir Bhakta Duktam Gitamritam Mahat. That this Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads, all the Vedas. And this Bhagavad Gita is like a cow. And who is the milkman? You see here, it is not Vasudev Nandan or Devaki Nandan. Who is the milkman? Dukta Gopalanandana. This Gopalanandana is actually Nandanandan Krishna. He himself is the milkman there, who is milking this Gita. For who first? First he gave the milk to who? Parthavatsa Sudhir Bhakta. First he gave it to Partha. Who is the Vatsa? The calf. This calf first drank the milk of the cow. And then what happened? Sudhir Bhakta Duktam Gitamritam Mahat. Those who are Sudhir, who are very intelligent, they drink the essence of this Bhagavad Gita in this way. And we see all our acharyas have given such wonderful commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. Like we see also there's one nice history regarding the Bhagavad Gita that took place in Kashi. There are some Mayavadis, they were not respecting Sridhar Swami's Tika, this Subodhini Tika on the Bhagavad Gita. So then they were asking what to do, whom should we believe? Then they all went to Kashi Vishwanath. And then Kashi Vishwanath, he only said one thing. What is that? Naam veti sukham veti na vyasa veti na veti va Sridharam sakala veti nirsinga prasadata. He said, I may know, and Sukhdev Goswami may or may not know, Vyasadeva may or may not know, but Sridhar Swami, he knows everything by the mercy of Nrsinga in this way. And we see also Swami Maharaj how he has presented Bhagavad Gita as it is, without any adulteration, presenting the commentary of Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu. And Gurudev has given the commentary of Vishwanath Shakti Thakur, his Rasik Ranjan Bhashya of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and also another commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he has given his own wonderful explanation of all these verses of the Gita. Gurudev would say that Swami Maharaj, he has given me his remnants. And on those remnants, I'm going to explain further. Gurudev would say normally everyone thinks that the essence of the Gita is Sarvodharmam Paritagya Mamekam Saranam. But Gurudev said no. This is also the essence, but if you want to know more, then the essence lies in one more shloka, which is the best of all the Gita shlokas, he said. Gurudev himself has said, this is the best of all the shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Manmana bhavo mat bhakto madhyajimam namaskaru mamevasi satyamte pratijana priyosime. He said, this is the best shloka in the Bhagavad Gita, he said. This shloka actually has all the moods of the Rajavasis, he said, in this way. So therefore, tomorrow is the day that Vyasadeva, he manifested this Bhagavad Gita. And we see in that small booklet, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, Gurudeva has given so many wonderful explanations. That first Krishna is telling Arjuna that man mana bhava mat bhakto, that first to become my devotee. And Arjuna is saying it is not possible. Then Krishna is saying, alright, if you cannot become my devotee, then adya jimam namaskuru. You only offer your pranams to me. That's it. And why do I say this? Because mameva sasi satyam te pratijano priyosime. Because you are very dear to me in this way. And Gurudev has also given that example. That what is the meaning of man mana bhava mat bhakto? And then he has given that verse, that example. How there was this newly wedded gopi, she wanted to see Krishna anyhow. And then Krishna, he stole her heart away. She could not give her heart. Krishna, he stole her heart away, and once her heart was stolen, she had no clue where she was. And this way, automatically her heart was fixed in Krishna. So Gurudev has given such beautiful explanations. Also, there are 4 seed verses there in the Gita, which are also very beautiful. Srila Sridhar Maharaj has given a commentary on in this way. So in this way, you see the Gita embodies all the scriptural conclusions. You see there also, this Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarvesu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labate param. What is the essence of this Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma? Mat bhaktim labate param. This Parama Bhakti is had as a fruit of this. And also Krishna has taught Guru Bhakti in the Gita. He said, Tat vidhi pranipratena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanas jnaninas tattva darshina. If you want to know the Gita, then go to the bona fide Guru, the Sadguru. So in this way, you see the first 6 chapters of the Gita, they speak on Karma Yoga. And chapter 6 to 12 speak on Bhakti Yoga. And chapter 12 to 18 speak on this Gyan Yoga. So it's a treasure chest. In the top is the lid, which is Gyan Yoga, which is covering this treasure chest. And in the base is this Karma Yoga. And in the middle are the jewels, which is this Bhakti Yoga. And this Bhakti Yoga is the essence of the Gita. Without Bhakti Yoga, the Gita is also like another scripture which only speaks on Gyan. He said this is part of this Bhishma Parva of the Mahabharata. So therefore, tomorrow is this day that Vyasadeva manifested this Bhagavad Gita on the day of Ekadashi. Why Ekadashi? Because Ekadashi Devi, she purifies everyone's minds to accept these instructions of the Gita. Without the help of Ekadashi Devi, how can one possibly realize these instructions of the Bhagavad Gita? They will not realize anything. Therefore, Krishna himself manifested Ekadashi Devi on this day to help everyone. That you go and help all the jivas. Give them this good intelligence. Like we see in Prayag, the Vaishnavas have said, Ganga Devi, what does she do? She purifies one of all the sins. And what does Saraswati Devi do? She gives good intelligence. And what does Yamuna Devi do? She gives Prema Bhakti. In this way, Ekadashi Devi, she is embodying all these different potencies of Krishna and helping the jivas accept these instructions of the Gita. Else the jivas have no ability on their own to accept these instructions. So therefore, we must, tomorrow there will be this recital of the Bhagavad Gita also. And we see here, even small children know so many verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Just now one small boy, he came and he told me that today I recited 40 shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita in school, he said. Small children, they all know these verses of the Gita. So if we cannot learn at least a few verses, then these children are better off than us. At least like tomorrow we should try our best and learn at least a couple of shlokas of this Bhagavad Gita. Gauranga bolite habe Pulakasharira Hari bolite na Jale babe Govinda Chande Karuna Samsara Vasana Mura Aviduksha Vishaya Chariya Kave Shuddha Habe Mana Kave Amare Rago Shri Vrindavana Raghunatha Pade Oibe Aduti Kave Amaru Javose Yuvala Pini Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Murayasha Prarthana Kare Sada Narottama Dasa Gauranga Bolite Habe Golaka Sharira Hari Hari Bole Jana Jane Babe Mira Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaurahari Samashkara Jaya Gaurahari Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Rupa Raghunath Jaya Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Jaya Rupa Raghunath Sadhu Narottama Sadhu Narottama Narottama Sadhu Narottama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare